So Nova's still kind of dominating my blanket, my Twitch blanket we talked about last week, and she just won't move. Like she's just content. I told her Scabs was nerfed. She doesn't care, and I mean, let's go talk to her. I don't know what to do about it. So Nova, Rogue's barely even on ladder. It's actually dead last on H's replay. Why won't you move? Oh, you're just super comfortable, and oh, you're getting even more comfortable. You're needing and getting you're gonna settle right in, I guess. All right, well, I'm not gonna talk you out of it. You look really cozy. All right, let's go talk about the news. Nova ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Let's get salty!
Everyone, and welcome to the 70th edition of This Week in Hearthstone, our weekly news recap series where we took a look at all the news events in the past week in the Hearthstone world. And well, there's not much going on. We had the buddy system go live and some other stuff, but overall everything has been quiet. And well, that's kind of the story. Are things going to be quiet much longer? Is the mini set going to be announced this week? I believe I know the date of which it'll come out, and we'll talk about all of that this episode, as well as the mailbag segment where I answer your questions. So, the mini set, I keep getting asked about it all the time. When's the mini set coming out? Should I start saving my gold? What do you think? What's it gonna have in it? Blah, 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 all that stuff. And I'll say this right now. I think you should start saving your gold today. You'll need, I think it's 2,000 gold to buy the mini set typically, but I would recommend saving your gold because I think there's a very good chance the mini set will be announced this week, and there are hints of it around. And if you look at, just past mini set, kind of is an indicator of what's going to happen. So Imic tweeted this out just like a week ago when the latest patch came in. The Fractured in Alterac Valley mini set graphic has been uploaded into the data of the game. It is there. It is ready to be used. So maybe when they announce it, it'll be popped up in some type of form, whether it's on the BattleNet or whatever. It's in the game. It's literally in the game. No title of what the mini set's called or anything like that, but that is in the game. And I took a look at the old trailers for we have the Dark Moon Races mini set. We've got the Wailing Caverns, that was the Forge of the Barons, as well as the Dead Mines, which was United Stormwind mini sets. If you look at the dates of when they were made, when it was released, last year's mini set, January 19th, it's already like a week or so behind on that. So you'd expect it literally any day now. And then you take a look again for this one. This was the Forge and the Barons. This is like a month and a bit after the expansion at the end of the month, which would be right now. The only difference being the Dead Mines mini set, which was pushed back because of Mercenaries launch. So if you look at the timeline of everything, it's basically going to be happening anytime now. And I actually correctly guessed the date on the last mini set as well as the last expansion. And I'm going to throw this out there. My exact prediction for when it'll be announced and when it will go live. I completely expect the mini set to be announced at the very earliest, I would think on the 1st. There's a bunch of sales ending for like Battlegrounds and Portraits and stuff like that, all ending on the 30th of the month. So I think there'll be a patch to put new bundles in, as well as an announcement of the mini set on the 1st, with the mini set going live, I believe, on February 15th. That's the midpoint of the month, and that would let them transition into the core set implementation standard rotation coming, I would think, on April 5th, 7th, or potentially on April 12th. I would feel like that's when standard rotation would occur and the new core sets implemented and all of that. So that's my prediction, my hunch. And of course, when everything's announced, when everything goes official, we'll talk about it. But I will say, I'm very excited to see what they do with this mini set, because if you remember with the Dark Moon Races mini set, I don't know if the trailer will show this at all, but they used every mechanic throughout the standard year, used all the different mechanics throughout the year. So I'm wondering if they'll do that for this year, whether we'll see tradable come back, whether we'll see frenzy come back, or more honorable kill interactions, and you know what archetypes will support. I mean, the last mini set we saw the pirate theme and going crazy supporting all of the pirates. There's a lot of different things they can do, but I do hope they are, it's there to boost up up the Fractured and Alterac Valley archetypes and not so much the archetypes that are already good, you know, like the quest decks, certain OTK decks, but we'll talk about all that when it's revealed. So that's kind of my scoop, my little insight on when you could expect the mini set to be announced. But overall, they're staying pretty hush-hush over at Blizzard. Haven't heard much lately, and I think that will change very, very soon. And lastly, we have the mailbag segment where I answer your questions. Again, if you want to ask me a question, leave a comment in the comment below with mailbag in the comments. So Ribby H starts off asking, will you bring back the Talk of the Tavern segment? This was a segment I used when HS Esports was basically there was nothing to report on, because we like to report on like the weekly results and all of that, and I would highlight a content creator in the Hearthstone world, and I kind of forgot about it over the last little bit, and I think that'd be a good idea. So if you want to share some content creators on YouTube or Twitch or whatever that you feel should get a shout out, that maybe they're, you know, a bit smaller and would benefit from that, please feel free, and you know, I'll throw my suggestions out there as well. But I think Talk of the Tavern coming back would be an awesome idea. We have Bailey Alger asking, hey again, I was just curious, I know cards have been banned in WoW before, so what will happen to the Demon Seed when the rotation happens next year? The Demon Seed won't rotate until like a full calendar year, because it's part of the latest expansion year, but yes, it will eventually rotate to Wild. What will they do with the card? So the devs have said when they rotate it to Wild, they will reassess the card. They'll see, you know, if things have changed in the climate, whether like it's okay to go to Wild. Like you could look at Stealer's Souls at 6 mana now. Maybe it'll be okay. It's banned in Wild at the moment, but they haven't unbanned it. But if they determine it's not, they'll nerf it. They'll actually nerf it, change it so that it's usable in Wild but not broken. But they want to leave it as its current state in Standard and not affect the Wild metagame too much. So they'll effectively nerf it, change it if they feel it is still a problem when the card does rotate to Wild. So yeah, you can look forward to that. Anton Lindgren asks, what do you think about making some huge changes to the game? Like, why start with 30 health points? I think a higher HP total would push the game to a more control-based game. They don't want to do that. If you haven't noticed, they just want games to be shorter. But even then, you like your whole game is balanced around every hero having 30. You could go the Battlegrounds route and maybe like give bad classes, like Priest sucks right now, right? You give them more health, but then you get Priest more health. That could be just an absolute disaster. It could lead to just, you know, super long games, or, you know, just allow combo decks more time to get to their combo, and maybe it doesn't help control at all. It's a really weird thing to try and tinker with. It's something I'm sure they have considered, but ultimately I feel like it wouldn't even help control. It would just help combo decks more, if anything, just to get more time to do their bajillion damage combo. And lastly, Kurtrus asks, is Horde versus Alliance still there, or do I have to finish today? That was probably in lead up to the patch where the whole event was, you know, they announced that we're going to get the, I think, Diamond Vandar instead of Drekthar because the Alliance won. But no, this is the Horde versus Alliance quest line you can complete all the way up to the next expansion. So probably like early April. So you still have plenty of time to complete it, unlock all that stuff, and yeah, you don't have to worry about that quite yet. So there you go. That's This Week in Hearthstone. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.